Hey, ladies. Welcome to Love After Divorce, the place for women who are looking to create a wonderful life with the perfect partner. Ladies, we're on a roll. In the last few episodes, we've been talking about the steps to finding your great love. And step one is to identify the things that you're doing that are repelling the good guys. So, to illustrate what I mean, I have told you about the sisters of the Unhappily Ever After. Each one of these sisters has traits that repel the good guys. In the last episode, I told you about the first sister, Susie Save Me. Susie wants to be saved from her life. She's a damsel in distress, looking for a man to pluck her out of the life she's in and to put her into an exciting new life. The way Susie Save Me lives her life is so powerful, it repels the men she's trying to attract. So today, keeping with that theme, we're going to talk about another one of the sisters of the Unhappily Ever After. So here's what happened with one of my clients. She gave me permission to use this story. So for the sake of anonymity, I'm just going to call her Patricia. And you'll see why later. So when Patricia and I started working together, she had some things going on in her love life that sounded really familiar. Many of the women I work with have similar stories. Here's what happened in her most recent relationship. She went on a first date with a guy named Ben, and by the third date, she knew he was just the kind of guy she was looking for. He was the perfect combination of larger than life, yet sincere. And as the dates went by, she grew to really like him. She had a feeling that he could be her forever guy. But unfortunately, after 2 months of dating, Ben broke it off. He said she was too nice. He also said she was hard to get to know. Well, she was grateful that he was honest, but she really didn't know what he meant. She was also kind of pissed. She wondered, how can somebody be too nice? Did he want somebody who's mean? And as far as the complaint that she was hard to get to know, did he just want somebody who just blabbed all the time about personal stuff? So Patricia told me a lot about what happened while they were dating. For example, Patricia says she prided herself on being easy to get along with. For example, if he asked her where she wanted to eat, she usually said, I don't care. She liked pretty much everything and was fine with whatever. One time they were making plans to see a show, and he asked whether she'd rather see a Broadway tour of Hamilton or a ballet. She told him either one's fine. So they ended up at the ballet, and she revealed to me that she actually hated the ballet. She said she just wanted to keep him happy, so she never told him about how she really felt about the ballet. Another time, Patricia told Ben about a party one of her girlfriends was having. He could tell she was not excited about going. One thing he did know about Patricia is that she didn't like being in big groups. Besides that, she told Ben that she had a lot of work she wanted to catch up on the day of the party. But on the day of the party, yep, you guessed it, she went. Ben asked her why. Patricia said she didn't want to upset her friend. And often she told Ben stories about things she wanted to do at work to make things run smoother. Rather than just doing the stuff, she made sure it was okay with her boss. Her boss always said yes to her ideas and often seemed annoyed that Patricia asked for permission to do her job the way she wanted. And Patricia apologized a lot. Once a server brought Patricia a cheesesteak instead of the club sandwich she ordered. When Ben pointed it out to the server, Patricia apologized to the server when he came back with the right sandwich. Sometimes if Ben and Patricia were talking about world events, Patricia would give Ben some version of, oh, I'm not really sure how I feel about that. That's way above my pay grade. Patricia told me she didn't want to get into anything too heavy like religion or politics. And often Patricia complained about having too much on her plate. Yet she said yes to volunteering for lots of stuff, even though what she really wanted was more time to herself. Patricia was very concerned about how she appeared to other people. She often did things she didn't want to do because she wanted to keep everybody happy. She said she didn't want to come off as selfish or uncaring. And Patricia admitted that she often felt resentful. For example, she would do stuff with Ben that she didn't really want to do, and he didn't do the same for her. Like the time she asked him to go to an antique mall with her. Ben didn't go because he wanted to stay home and get stuff done at his house. That didn't seem fair to her. So, can you guess what Patricia's full name is? It's Passive Patricia. She is one of the sisters of the Unhappily Ever After. Passive Patricia could also be called a people pleaser. She goes along with things she doesn't really like or want to do. She also apologizes a lot for things she didn't even do wrong, and she often seeks permission when there is no need to get it. The passive Patricia type has opinions but doesn't share them. A lot of her actions or inactions are based in fear. She thinks that life will go better if she just keeps everybody else happy. But passive Patricia was not keeping Ben happy. In fact, her actions and inactions were a turnoff. Because being a passive Patricia is different from being quiet and reserved. You can be quiet and proactive. You can be reserved and share plenty of thoughts. So Patricia and I worked on stuff related to why she was trying to keep everybody happy. And soon enough, she started doing only the things she wanted to do. And she started sharing her opinions, her desires, and her dislikes. She started being honest, and it had a great effect. She found a great man who loves everything about her, especially the fact that they often skip big parties. Passive Patricia became a woman who attracts great men. She was already a great woman. She just needed some work around the edges. She just needed to develop skills that she simply just didn't have yet. And if any of this sounds like you, get in touch with me at therebuildingcoach.com. You can schedule a free chat with me at my site. I'd love to help you get out of passive Patricia mode. And as I've said before, the sisters of the Unhappily Ever After have to be banished. The Susie Save Me's and the passive Patricias of the world are not attracting the great guys. And this is something you can do. You can change. Things can be different. I promise. I did it, and I'd love to show you the way. In the next episode, I'll tell you about another one of these sisters. Up next, Bitchy Bertha. So until next time, I'm Dawn Ziegler, and this is Love After Divorce.